everybody. Welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And you know I always tell you I bring in experts. And of course, because it's 2022 right now in January 2022, I want to bring in people that are going to help us have the best year ever. So I reached out to a doctor. A doctor is going to help what ails you and help you maybe cure what's going on. She's not a medical doctor. She's a financial doctor. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
Expert Talk is sponsored by Pod Nation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, I may have teased you a little bit and told you we're going to fix what ails you. Maybe. But what's really cool is people are starting to figure out that they need to take control of their own financial health. So who else am I going to call except Dr. Wendy Labat? She's my doctor for finance. Hey, Doc, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, we know, get your taxes in order and all that good stuff. But people are still kind of stuck, I think, in their own personal finance. What do you want to tell them about financial cures?
Well, I want to tell you, folks are out there suffering from anorexic income, obese debt, spending addiction, especially after the holidays, and other financial ills. But there are financial prescriptions that can help you overcome those financial ills. So that's what I'm all about, is trying to empower you.
I know that you are the specialist, okay? So what prescription are you writing today, Doc? Because it's January of 2022. Some people are waiting around for their refund. We're not going to get into that. That drives me crazy, waiting for their refund. Some people are hoping to start a business. Some had a hobby in 2021, never looked at it as a business, and now they've got clients and they need to get structured. Where do you get started? What's the first thing you should do?
Well, the first thing I'm going to talk about that they should do is get health insurance, because open enrollment is available until January 15th. And now's the time to get that affordable health care coverage. You know, we got COVID going on, and you need to be protected, especially when you can get a reasonable, really affordable health insurance program. So that's the first step. And the second step is to learn how to, take control of your money by tracking your spending. I give all my clients a spending challenge before we get started, and that's tracking your you know what your income is, you know what your expenses are, but nobody tracks their spending. And that's where the money is that allows you to afford the health insurance you say you can't afford. So I want to challenge your listeners or viewers to take that spending challenge. Write down everything that you spend, track it. I don't care if it's a piece of gum, write it down. Get an envelope, just a basic envelope, and put all your receipts in. Whatever you buy, put a receipt in there. And then at the end of the day or the end of the week, track it and say, okay, I bought coffee every day for $7 a cup. That's $35.
Right, that's a part of it.
Yeah. So, people aren't really conscious of the spending. But, once you get in the habit of, being more conscious of where your money goes, you won't wonder where it went.
By tracking, you can do that whether you own a business or if you're working a traditional 9 to 5. But I'm sitting here thinking about, moms that spend a little bit here and a little bit there and don't realize how much they're truly spending. How important is it for your own family, not your business, but your family, to track your finances?
Everything I tell my clients is applicable for your personal and your business spending, because, especially moms, the kids want to go to McDonald's. When you start tracking how much you're spending at these fast food places, it's astronomical. It's money that you can spend elsewhere. It's money that you can redirect to more things that like building up your reserve, your financial reserve, or paying off that credit card debt from Christmas. There are a lot of things you can do with it, and you'll be surprised. One of my clients realized he was spending $800 a month eating out. And it wasn't that he
Wow.
couldn't afford to, but it was an aha moment. Said $800, I don't have nothing to show for it, but a few extra pounds, I need to do something else with that. So it's that kind of thing. And even, I take my spending challenge every so often because I kind of get off, I
Get
kind of,
off track yourself.
yeah. So, you have to really track it to understand and see the impact it has on your finances.
So let's turn back the clock a little bit, because we started this interview and you were saying, first thing, go out and get a health insurance plan. Now,
Mhm.
if you're a young parent, you got small children, you figure you're in your 20s, early 30s, you're healthy as a horse, as my mother used to say, and you go, I don't need that because I'm not going to have to go to the doctor. What happens if they go to the doctor? I believe that they're going to end up spending more in one single visit, God forbid, actual hospital visit, than they would spend on the whole plan for the year. Am I right?
You're right, because I'm getting people, some of my clients are paying 0 per month for their premium. And I got people paying 25 cents, $5. It ranges depending on your income, your family size, which is not who lives in your household, but who you file on your tax return. And it's really, and then your area where you live, the county where you live. So there are a number of factors that determine what your premium is going to be. But the premium is the premium, but you get a subsidy to help offset your portion of the premium. So people think, why is my premium so high? Because I got clients, and even my own went up, like 3 times from last year because we got extra subsidy last year because of COVID. And
Mm-hmm.
people, were calling me saying, well, last year was $15. Now it's $50. It's like, yeah, but we didn't get the same subsidy this year. And then too, $50 is still affordable. So don't be, penny wise and pound foolish. Realize the importance of health insurance and put it in the priority, where it needs to go in your budget.
That's amazing. And I'm sitting here thinking about, I had a guest on not too long ago, and he was talking about, people wanting to buy their first home and they're saying they can't afford it. And he's like, if you got red bottoms in your closet, if you're
Mhm.
spending for the designer labels, this is where
Mhm.
this extra money is going. So, how important, you said, track your finance, which I'm going to have to do. I'm guilty of it myself, track your finances. But how important is it to kind of, not go a little nuts on designer stuff and all that kind of thing, to be able to build up, to be able to get health care or buy your first home? Where does that start? How do you train yourself to kind of see the future, I guess, is the question.
Well, it starts with your mindset and, and your knowledge deficiency, because, if you can't want a rich man's wealth and have a poor man's mindset.
Ooh,
And, my mentor, Dr. George Fraser, said, I'd rather have $100 purse with $5,000 in it than have a $5,000 purse with $100 in it. And that's where we got to get to. You got to change our thinking. And I tell my clients, you got to have discipline, which means decide what you want more over what you want now. You
mm,
can always, and if you got to have the designer shoes, go to a thrift store, buy them use resale. You can, my new course that's coming out is living the VIP life using points, rewards, and miles. That way you can have, fly first class, like my husband and I did from Atlanta to San Diego round trip with Delta using points, rewards, and miles. That would
love
have
it.
cost us thousands of dollars if we would have paid out of pocket, but we used our points. So it really makes a difference when you think of how you can live the way you want, but more affordably, So that's what I teach people.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you, I have grandsons. They are 2, 6, and 15 going on 30.
Mm,
When is the time to start teaching them about finance? Do we wait till they get out of high school? Do we wait till
no,
they get out of college?
that 2-year-old needs to know if you want, give. I did this with my kids. You give them $5, take them to Dollar Tree and let them spend their money, because that's when they realize that money doesn't grow on trees. That's when they realize it costs to have those toys. Give them, start at 2. They'll understand. Just like with the M&Ms, I'm gonna pay you with M&Ms, but you got to do certain things. And you just have to teach them that you have to pay for stuff, and it doesn't always come out for money, but teach them now. The earlier you teach them, the better off they'll be.
Yeah, our producer just threw up the 2-minute warning, but I also got to ask, when is it too late? Is it too late when you're 50, when you're 60? When is it too late
It's never
to start
too
being
late.
conscious?
It's
Okay.
never too late, because you always want to take control of your finances. You don't want your finances to control you. If you're 60 and they're still controlling you, it's not too late to make that change. So it's never too late, but the earlier you start, the better. Because that 2-year-old may end up taking care of you because you taught him how to take care of his money.
Okay, he really loves the color blue. Something tells me I'm going to end up in a room full of blue. No, we're not going to talk about that. So, how will people, because people are listening, they're going, how do we get to Dr. Wendy? What's the best way for people to reach you, Dr. Wendy?
Okay, well, they can go to my website, thefinancialcures.com. Now, I also have a show that has, first season is out, has 6 episodes that have some empowering information. You can go to fincures.com. It's also on Zandra TV Network, on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and a few other, streaming stations. But I have a free gift. Can I give a gift to your
Oh, yeah, we
audience?
love gifts now. Come on.
Okay, I got a free gift that if you text the word guides, GUIDE, to 770-796-4944. That's 770-796-4944. You'll get my guide to 6 ways to stop hemorrhaging money. And
I
everybody
love
wants to
it.
know that.
Thank you, Dr. Wendy. I thank you so much for coming on. I hope you'll come back again, because we just barely touched the surface. But I wanted to just sit down with you for a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're amazing. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to come back next time, because we're on 5 days a week now. Don't leave Tigo out here by herself. And I truly appreciate you. I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.